Marty, run for the hills, run for the hills. It's the Red Earl himself.
It's the Red Earl. He's been reincarnated. He's come back. Ernest, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a while since we chatted.
It's been a while. There's a lot of things have been going on. Apparently, the world shut down.
It's been interesting. Yeah,
it's been interesting, all right. Sure it has. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ernest Cantillion, who is the founder of Concealed Spirits and the guy who gifted us the Red Earl a little while ago. So thanks very much for that, Ernest.
Pleasure. More than a pleasure.
And the reason he's here is, right now, I'm going to have to put on the glasses to make myself look intelligent here. We've started a non-fungible tokens auction.
Yeah,
Justin, do you know what? Justin, do you know what he's on about? Because I'm lost.
It's like a version of a cryptocurrency, but it's the token version of it. So it's where you can highest bidder. Does it go to, Ernest? Is that it?
Highest bidder with this anyway. It's an auction. Yeah.
So you're going to have to explain it to me. It's an auction for a digital cask of whiskey.
I think the best way to explain and understand it is like it's a voucher, like a gift voucher for a restaurant or something else. So while you can't eat the piece of paper, you clearly understand that it entitles you to a meal in the restaurant. That's like as watered down a version as you'll get, but I think it holds up. It makes sense. It's a voucher that represents a physical thing. Not all NFTs represent physical things. Most of them don't, so there's ones going for memes and digital art and the first tweet and all this kind of stuff. But then others do represent something that you can go and redeem, or consume or whatever it is. So in our case, it's Cask.
Now, it's basically you're auctioning off a new thing. I'm lost by these kind of things. Justin understands cryptocurrency. I haven't a clue. So you're auctioning it off, and that entitles people to have bragging rights, essentially?
Yeah, so what I'm hoping to catch people's attention is that it's the first time it's been done. So I think that might be worth the premium on the price. And at the moment, lots of people, because it's a new thing, I don't know if you've ever been involved in a sports club or a school, and people are always trying to come up with a zany way to get into the Guinness Book of Records.
Yes,
but then all the things have been done, and you're probably looking at them for this very podcast and society. But it's very hard to come up with a new one. But because this is a new space, there is opportunities to do things. So this is our, whiskey is our space. So we said, okay, let's have some fun with it. So there's the first, and also it's damn good whiskey. It's from the Cooley Distillery. It's 20-year-old single malt. So I suppose unlike other NFTs when it's just bragging right, there is actually something valuable here. That's, if you're a whiskey lover, it's something quite special, and if you're an investor, or ideally both, I guess it's something that is valuable and it's going to increase in value until it's maybe 40 years anyway.
Now this ticks all the boxes out in the Far East. It involves cryptocurrencies, basically. It involves alcohol, whiskey. There's an element of luck and bidding in it. So you're bound to be big in China with this.
Well, hopefully. The challenge there, to be honest, has been trying to get the word out there. There isn't an NFT weekly newspaper that goes in everyone's letterbox. And I'm new to the space, so I'm not in all the chat rooms or Telegram or Message or whatever they use. So I'm trying to figure out how to let these people know that it's going on. You
need to be on WeChat.
Yeah, I am. In fairness, we have actually very good Red Earl sales in China, would you believe? So we have a good network there, and we're at with a board be at a trade show this week, the new food trade show, and we picked up some new accounts. But so I'm trying to leverage those accounts, those contacts, but just trying to. A lot of them aren't in that space either, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But you've only a week to do this, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's funny, the reason we couldn't announce it any sooner, because, as I said, it's the first, somebody could have beat us to it, so
I understand.
I'm hoping, because it's not just a token first, no pun intended. It's actually far a nice, real, valuable thing that people will go for. And my guess is that lots of things are going to be traded this way in time. Both collectible things and things that will go up in value, rare things. That's just the way I see it going.
Yeah. Now, you're trying to raise money because you want to build a distillery. At the minute, you're sourcing your whiskey, you're sourcing Red Earl. You want to put bricks on the ground.
Yes. So, my hope is that sales will be such that we'll always need to get our whiskey from Great Northern and our gin and sometimes whiskey from West Cork distillers. So our plan is, I think the output of our distillery is going to be 300,000 bottles a year, which is nothing for the big scale of guys, but and especially when you consider that that's going to be spread across multiple whiskey brands and gin as well. So I think we'll concentrate on visitor centre and also small releases, special releases, single casks, all that kind of stuff, and have some fun with it.
Yep,
that's the plan anyway.
Exactly, and it's always good to have a plan. Always good to have a plan.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
you have the Red Earl. How's that going? You say you're in China, so
it's flying, thank God. So it's in China, and it's in about 7 states in the US, and it's going well in about 4 of them, and it's just starting off in the other 3. We got our first decent big order from Colorado someday this week. What day is today? Yeah, so Wednesday or Thursday, which is a big one for us because we were knocking on the door there, and we're going great guns randomly in upstate New York. You'd hear of all these places like Rochester and Albany and stuff, but you wouldn't. So I didn't realize more people live in upstate New York than live in New York City. So it's a real learning curve. I mean, I've been to the States a good few times and I didn't know that. Yeah. So you kind of never know where you click. There's a place called Folsom, like the Johnny Cash song.
Folsom Prison Blues.
Yeah, Folsom Prison Blues. So there's a place, Folsom liquor store. We connected with these guys. I don't know if you ever came across Barry Chandler. He's a great Sips and Stories. Yeah, so he connected us with Folsom, and they've been a mighty account for us. They're selling 2 or 3 cases a week, which for us, in a place we've never been where nobody's heard of us, that's a great, that would be considered a good account for us in Ireland. Not a mind over there, yeah. And that's gin and whiskey. Yeah,
I'm sure China and India will be very lucrative if you can get in there and get past the tax, because there's an awful lot of whiskey drinkers in places like that, and they're not supposed to drink in some of those countries. Yeah,
well, it's funny that you say it. We were meant to be heading to a trade show in a place called Hainan in May, physically going to a big trade show, and we realized in about February that it wasn't going to happen with COVID. But we sent over a container of stock, which is that's a lot for us, and it got delayed with the Suez Canal carry on. So we've this big stand bought and paid for at the trade show, and no whiskey. It's happening.
It doesn't go out of date. It doesn't go out of date. You're right.
Yeah. So we said we may as well have a bit of fun with the space. So Board BF helped us in fairness. So we've managed to get a couple of cases there, and we're just going to do sampling and give it out, and I suppose have a bit of fun with it. But the reason I'm telling you that is Hainan is duty free, the whole island, and the duty free limit is $15,000 per person per trip.
Wow!
So they really load up on the high end whiskey and stuff there. Yeah. So it's really interesting finding out about it. And then in the States, the taxes and the duties are different in every state. In New York, the way in Ireland when you go over on the boat to France, all these big liquor stores or the wine shops. So New Jersey is like that to New York. They all go across the bridge to Jersey and buy their alcohol there. So it's you wouldn't think that Jersey would be a market that would spring to mind, but it is totally disproportionate sales of Irish whiskey for that reason. It's really interesting.
I've done the booze cruise to France a couple of times.
Yeah.
And if you always have the UK passport, they just wave you on because they can't do anything to you. Yeah, it's very, 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 very good.
Very clever.
Listen, we can't let you go without asking you, where can you get these? What marketplace is it on then, Ernest?
Sure. So are you talking about the Cask, is it? The auction?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's on a platform called OpenSea. There's Nifty and OpenSea is probably the biggest one where all these, if you're hearing the news, chances are it's been sold on OpenSea. So that's why we went first, hope to get some traction. And I think you guys are going to share the link. I know I shared with you has about 300 letters in it. So we'll figure out a way to do it better than that.
Don't you worry, it'll be coming up on screen as if by magic. No.
Magic. Very clever. I love it. The wonders of technology. So it runs till next Friday, and my guess is like any other auction, nothing's going to happen for the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, and we've started the bidding at 10,000 euros. And like if it goes for that, we'll lose our shirts by a multiple. It certainly would more than that, but I suppose you have to start somewhere. And so I'm hoping by this time next week, that will have a few bids in, hopefully. It's been a lovely bit of PR. It's been fun to be part of something different, but in the same breath, to pay for a bit of copper for the stills would tick a box as well, like,
It would.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
Listen, Ernest, I wish you all the best, mate. I
Thank
think
you.
what you do. I love the Red Earl. I thought it was a really, really nice, very approachable, lovely fruity whiskey, and you can buy it on all the usual outlets in Ireland.
Every super value. Yeah. I have 2 more samples coming for you, lads, so I'll make sure you get the very first taste. We have 2 new whiskies coming in either July or August,
Brilliant.
double release. So I can't wait to talk to you about it.
That's music to my ears. It's just like Johnny
Great.
Cash and Folsom Prison Blues.
I love it. Thank you, Justin.
Ernest, thanks very much, mate. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.